Salam selamat pagi, as they say.
Morning, Prof.
Good morning.
Good morning, Prof.
Yep. Selamat pagi, as they say in Borneo. Not sure if that's the case. Someday I have a dream that I will run a radio station. Right. So we've got Jahiza here. We've got Siti Noor Asha. We've got Mr. Yi. Is there or Mrs. I'm not sure. Yi Say King. We've got Jane Thomas. Are you there? Not sure. We've got an Emir. Oh my goodness, we've got royalty in our midst. Emir Nashrik. How do you pronounce that anyway? We've got Dinesha Fatin Ui Wai Holam Wong Si Pei.
Morning, Prof.
Morning. A reply is good because then I know you can hear me and that you actually are there. Some of you, maybe you just click on for the attendance. So a bit sad, but there you go. Shaza Ghazi, Shaiful Hadi.
Morning, Prof.
Good morning, Shaiful. Brenda Suk. Can't see Suk in you. Yeah.
Morning, Prof.
Morning, good morning. Christina Palkis. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it correct.
Yeah, morning, Prof.
Yeah. Who else is here? Syed Basrin, in case some students think I'm ignoring Linda Leong.
Good morning, Prof.
Morning.
Yeah, morning, Prof. Linda here.
Linda, where are you from?
Sarawak.
Ah, nice. Which part?
I was born in Cebu.
And now?
I'm in KL.
Yeah. I thought you.
No, my dad is from Semenanjung. My mom is from Sarawak.
My goodness. Across the oceans. How did they
Yeah.
meet?
My dad went there, I think about 40 years ago for a job transfer. So they met my mom there. Then yeah, fell in love, got married, settled down.
I tell you guys, this job transfer business is very dangerous.
And I think Borneo people are also dangerous because when you go there, you always I heard a lot of stories.
Because me too, Linda, because I've been to Sabah, not stayed there, but I've climbed the mountain, Kinabalu, and I have taken a road trip to the tip of Borneo and all that. I really love it. I like the people there as well. And unfortunately, the reason why I'm excited about Sarawak is because I've only ever been there once, and that is to Kuching, the city itself.
Oh,
Yeah, it was for work, so didn't get a chance to really get to know Sarawak. But I hear so many good things about it, and I also heard about the highway. They have a trans highway or something that crosses Sarawak. So
the new highway.
have you tried that one?
Yeah. Like so I think it started about last year, end of last year. So when I went back for Chinese New Year, so the highway was already ready, like open.
Isn't that
like some part like face by face.
Yeah, and I would love to take a drive across and spend some time in between different places and see the place, because you'd be surprised how many people, I mean, like Sabah and Sarawak, so many people in Semenanjung have not even gone, and it's their own country, and
we don't really market ourselves so much.
yeah, it's true. And then I think there's a lot to see. And when I was climbing Mount Kinabalu, for example, my goodness, I don't know about other trips, but on my climb, I think almost about 50% is foreigners, French, British, different people from different countries. And after when I climbed it, it was so clean and so beautiful. I think myself, oh no, the Semenanjung people don't know what they're missing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. I live near the sea, Prof.
oh, do you? Wow.
Yeah. So every day walking to the beach is like I can just walk to the beach.
Don't make me jealous, lah. Please, lah. It's a Sunday morning. I'm sitting here, and then now you're telling me
Yeah.
all this. Nice to know. That's why I said the sad part is we are not all face to face, and I don't get to. I just happen to just call your name, and there's so many of you here, and I'm sure all of you have got so many interesting stories that I can learn from. So that's the beauty of MBA students, because MBA students they got work experience, and many of them are a little bit more. I won't say old. I say senior. Senior. So I can learn from them. I learn a lot of them. Some of them are different industries, which I'm not so familiar with. So when they share their discussions and all that, but those days the MBA classes were different, because the MBA class last time, I'm not sure if all of you are aware, but MBA classes last time meant what, you would come for the class. Firstly, it's definitely face to face. Secondly, they serve meals. Yeah, they serve meals. That means that during the class, there'll be a break with meals. Especially normally, usually they'll have it in the evenings. Then they'll have about 7:38. There'll be you stop for some drink and some food, and then we continue the class again. It's different, totally different. So the good thing is you got to know people well, and you got to the learning was two ways, but in this case, of course, circumstances are different, but it's okay. We try to make the most of it. Thank you for sharing that very interesting.
No problem.
Thank you very
Can
much.
plan a trip to Sarawak.
What's that?
Can always plan a trip to Sarawak.
Absolutely. I'm absolutely going to do that. I thought that I was so afraid of driving through Sabah, and I planned it and I did it. It was awesome. It was really, really good. And definitely, Sarawak is definitely on the list. Mm, maybe
And
either
sure, the good food, all the good food.
yeah,
Food
yeah.
in those.
I'm very interested in the wildlife. I'm not talking about the people, but I'm talking about
Oh yeah, yes, yes.
the birds.
The
And
caves, because Sarawak are famous for the caves, and then
oh,
the rainforest.
yeah, exactly that one. So along the way, you can stop and then experience that, and that'll be really, really
Yeah.
good.
Jungle
Uh,
trekking, very good. Near my house, very near my house as well.
Here you
Yeah.
don't want to talk more lah, because I already am almost gonna really book my trip. Excuse me, guys. I'll be gone for about half an hour. I'm about to book my trip to Sarawak. So, right. So coming back to the rest of you, and I hope mm, you're okay this morning. Guys, this morning, I should tell you that I am going to do with you only two things. That's right, just two things. First thing is I'm going to go through well, how should I say, some very basic slides on communications. Not many, I think about 10 or so. Very quickly, that one should be done. I don't think it's very difficult. You already have that. And then the second one is we're going to look at task number 3. Because the assumption is that you've already more or less finished your task number 2. We should look at task number 3 so that you can start preparing for that. And I'll try to guide you, provide a bit of guidance so that you can feel more comfortable, doing it. Okay. And so it should be basically what I'm trying to say is, like any good dentist, it's going to be painless. So it's going to be painless, guys, and quick. Painless and quick. These are two words that the dentists use but never mean. Okay, they never mean it. Let me find my. Oh, there you go. Let's see. We got this one. Let's look at communications, baby. Right. So I hope everyone can hear me and everyone can see me. I'm assuming you can if you didn't say anything. So I will just carry on. So guys, today we're going to discuss the communication part, right? won't take long, so that you can spend some time on your assignment. More important. So the thing is, when we talk about business negotiation, communication involves verbal and non-verbal. I think this you all will know, especially those of you who are experienced working, in a sense that when you go in for a meeting, a discussion to negotiate something, you are or should be listening to the words that they say, like the communication part, and also the non-verbal part. That means their body language, isn't it? Right? How are they sitting? Are they smiling? And when they say something, do they really mean it? Right? Or are they saying one thing, but their body language is saying another thing? Right? So understanding that will help you to know how you should proceed going forward. Right? Some people might be very formal, some people may be informal, but that does not mean that they are taking the negotiation lightly. They may joke with you, they may ask you about the weather, they may ask you about your hobbies. Apparently, talking about hobbies, in Netherlands, apparently, when people meet in a discussion, the first two questions are never about the discussion. The first two questions are always about either the weather and your hobbies. Because in the Netherlands, there's a strong belief in work-life balance. They work hard, they work smart, but work-life balance. And all of them generally have hobbies. There's something that they do, either a sporting activity or a gardening activity or something. If you all have been to Netherlands, you will find the Dutch people are very fit and they cycle a lot. They use to cycle a lot. So this is their negotiation, not negotiation, their communication style. So here as well, even though some people may be courteous to you in a formal meeting, I'm talking about formal meeting. If you go to Kuala Lumpur, downtown, or you're on the 19th floor, the negotiation room of a large institution, in which I've been many times, you will find, out of courtesy, they will say, how are you? How was your trip over here? And was the weather okay? Where are you from? Things like that. Right? But that does not mean that they are not serious on the negotiation. It's just that they are using a very sort of a simple and quick icebreaker before they go on to the negotiation. Because usually in this sort of, I would say, high-powered negotiation, time is of essence and people are busy. They are very busy. They want to get their thing done. So you've got to know that this is likely the case. Okay. If some of you have any other type of experiences, you can share. Right? So yeah, you can have offers, counter offers, of course, information. Sometimes in the discussion about their circumstances, their challenges, their opportunities, or their strengths, right? Sometimes they sit down in negotiation, then they're giving you the frame. They say, look, here's where we are coming from. This is our situation. This is what we want to do. What can you do for us? Right? And then the negotiation starts. Right. So it could be that way. The problem is, it's very hard for me to, or for anyone to tell you exactly all the different scenarios, because there's just too many. Right? So that's why negotiation is both technical and an art form. It's technical as well as an art. You understand? That means yeah, you can learn this, but will you be a good negotiator after you attend my class? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because negotiation involves thinking on your feet. You're thinking on your feet as it happens. You can plan in the sense that later you'll see knowledge is the key. So you have a lot of information about the company. You understand where your company is coming from. You have all the data, all the information, all the how should I say, systems and everything in place. You know what your stakeholders want, meaning to say your boss expects of you. You know what they are trying to achieve. That's just the knowledge part. But during the negotiation itself, whether they like you, whether they are company, whether they want to share, whether they will, after the meeting, say, hey, I tell you what, before you all go, let's go have lunch. Do they like you that much? So I've been for some meetings where after the meeting and we get along so well because our empathy is high. They say, hey, come on, you are here already. Let us take you out for lunch. So then the meeting goes better. So again, like I said, I kind of like depends on that. So one is a technical aspects. Then there's a strategy. The other one is the art form. That means the human aspect getting along. That's how it is, right? So yeah. So are negotiators consistent or adaptive? So being adaptive means what? Learning on the run. Somebody in one of my classes said adaptive means adjusting. No. Don't simply assume the word, right? Make sure you understand the word. The word adaptive means that you're adapting to the change. You're not adjusting. That means you're absorbing the learning, right? See the difference? So don't check the word, right? So sometimes you need to, certainly you need to improvise, you need to change, right? And so on. But preferably, you should be able to incorporate what's happening in tune with what you want to do. Okay. And it's hard. I do not deny it simply because sometimes there's a lot at stake. Right? So meaning to say that the contract maybe is worth $3 billion. And it's important for your company, right? It's a make or break. So suddenly you find that the stakes are very, very high, right? Sometimes a negotiation could mean the difference between you keeping your job or losing your job, or the company making a profit or making a loss. So if you already negotiation is difficult, challenging, and then you have this pressure. So I'm purposely explaining that to you because you don't just read the words here and say, yeah, no. Pressure is very high. I'm not talking about just simple negotiation that you go to buy a house or something. That would be quite straightforward. But we're talking about big deals that are going on. This can be very, very challenging. Right? If you recall, recently one of the big things that happened in Malaysia was the OSRAM deal, OSRAM. I don't know if any of you are aware. Of the OSRAM deal, OSRAM. OSRAM is actually what overseas. So OSRAM built a huge facility. Anyone heard about that? They built a huge facility in the north.
No, not aware, Prof. Can you share?
It was Ritwan. Which one is Ritwan? Ritwan says something.
Yes, Prof. The SRAM, they are closing their facility in Kulim, right, Prof?
Yeah,
Due to the supply to the Apple has been cancelled.
Ritwan. No, Ritwan. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. Ritwan, can you hear me?
Actually, your line is breaking. I don't know whether my line or not sure why.
Yes, I don't know also. I mean, and it's not even raining or anything here. It's not. Ritwan, can you hear me? Guys, if the line breaks, let me know because I won't know from my end. It seems okay. But thanks for telling me because, yeah, it's a bit, this lagging thing can be a bit irritating. I don't know why. Sometimes, but usually only when the weather is bad. Now, can you hear me, guys?
Same, Prof. Breaking.
Yeah, still breaking.
I see. Not sure what to do about it, to be honest. Because my Wi-Fi is on, everything's on. And right, so let me just see.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, let's try this. Right, so coming back to Osram, OSI, and it's a German company, of course, and I think they bought over Siemens at the time. So can you imagine a negotiation? I think they, I can't remember the amount. I think it's 2 billion, $1 or $2 billion deal, in the sense that Australia wanted to be set up a factory here in Malaysia, and the factory was making some kind of very high-end LED lights, and it was meant to be for Apple, and so you can imagine that negotiation going on, because and the reason why it went on here in Malaysia is because they were looking for funding through our provident funds, EPF, I think, and a few others like QAP or something, not sure, but then provident funds. So now that our money, the Malaysian money, is now funding this project, that's a deal, because of course the returns are good now. That's why the provident fund, and also the provident fund goes in because, well, Osram is a big company, and here's an opportunity for investment, which is good for the rakyat, it's good for the citizens, right? So just think about that negotiation as well. It's a very important negotiation, it's a big negotiation, and guess what? They signed off. They signed everything done, and then suddenly what happened was that this Osram apparently, actually there's no certain news, but decided to back out of the deal. That means they don't want to build the facility anymore because they lost the contract, or Apple pulled out or something with them to make something for Apple. Apple pulled out. So now they're stuck. What to do with this huge facility they've already signed up to build and to run here in Malaysia now. So, and the worst and the best part is our provident fund has already signed up and paid to expend that kind of money to build this whole factory. So we were going to lose a lot of money. Right? But see how good and our negotiations were, in the sense that our contract with Australia was very tight. Tight meaning to say, even if Australia lost the contract or whatever, Australia is obliged to complete all payments to our provident fund. You understand? So our provident fund don't lose. It doesn't matter. You lost the contract, you don't want to bill, you change your mind, that's your problem. But when you sign the contract states that you will still fulfill all the terms, regardless of any other external consequences. So it's a very good contract. So kudos to our EPF and all these other funds. I think so well done. So well done. Because if they didn't, they will lose, I think, more than $1 billion, $2 billion. They will lose a lot of money. Yeah. So that was well done. So that's the technical aspect, to make sure that your legal agreement is tight, and well covered. Because mortgage law, anything can go wrong. In that sense, that what can go wrong will go wrong, and it did go wrong. And on top of that, the provident firm is smart enough to work with a party like Australia, which is huge. Australia is one of the biggest companies out of Germany, and they have the resources, so they can still go in. So now what they're trying to do is they try to find somebody who's going to factory or do something, whatever it is, they still have to make good on the deal with the EPF. You understand? So you see, there are a few things that in this negotiation that went right. The few things that went right was they work with a partner who's very strong. Because any other company, smaller one, you know what they'll say? Okay lah, bankrupt lah. They walk away. You sue us lah, what to do? We got no money, we can't pay you. The deal doesn't go right, happening, walk away. So And on top of that, the other right thing was the terms of the contract were watertight. No matter what, it's like if you go to the bank, right? What does the bank do? You are running a business. Let me say you want a loan, you want some extra funding, whatever. What does the bank do? The bank will turn around and say, I want a PG. I want the directors to give me a PG. What's a PG? Personal guarantee. I give you the loan. What you want? 1.2 million, no problem. We give you because your company's been running for 10 years. But I want a PG from the directors. So you get two of the directors, maybe they get a two to sign a PG. What does that mean? See, if you're running your organization is a Sindan Berhad company, even Berhad company, doesn't matter. But it is a limited company. So if something goes wrong and you can't pay the $1.2 million, what will happen? They will go to the company. Only the company, they can take the table, chair, the computer. If you own the building, maybe you take the building up. I don't know. But if you sign a PG, it's a personal guarantee. They will go firstly after the company. After that, that you got one. Every day maybe 400,000. The rest they will go after the directors. And this, what does this mean? Personal guarantee. It goes after the director's house, your car, everything except your wife and children and your pets. You understand? So you have to be aware of what you are signing and for what. Many people have got into that problem. But because it's a personal guarantee, something, all your personal things, your houses, your cars, whatever goes. So that's no joke. Okay. So as to the bank also, see, you must understand one thing. The bank has been in this business longer than you've been alive. The bank knows. The lawyers have long experience, so they know, so they cover themselves totally. Just like I told you at the last two classes, remember? And I said that, hey, you go to the pasar malam, you think there's master in the lady or the man down there to negotiate. Chances are not. Chances are no. They know because they've been doing it longer. The basic premise is this, guys. And you will listen carefully. Whatever you do every day, you get good at. Becky, does that make sense? Whatever you do every day, you get good at. Miss Bandaliu,
Yes, sir.
do you agree?
Whatever we do every day, be good at it.
Do you agree?
Yeah, in a way, we have to be good in what we are doing, lah.
No, I know that. That's not the question. The question is, the statement is, whatever we do every day, we get good at. Is this true or not? Simple. What about Bharati? Bharati, are you there? Where are all these people? Bharati, Krishna. Your name is here. Yeah. Let's look at some. I don't see any familiar looking names. Tawa, Miss Tawa, are you there? That's familiar with you. Oh, yes, sorry.
Prof, sorry, I will go out and come in because I'm still having internet issues.
Oh, really? Can you hear me? Come here. Okay. Sarat Kumar. Sarat.
Yes, sir.
Sarat, aren't you the guy who had congratulations from me?
Oh, thank you very much.
Sarat. Guys, Sarat had a baby girl, I think, last week or so. So you all may congratulate him later. Sarat, the question was, whatever you do every day, you get good at. Do you think it's true?
Sorry, come again, sir.
Whatever you do every day, you get good at.
Your voice is a bit breaking. Every day I am doing, sorry, every day I, come again?
No, okay, let me just put it, I'm not sure what was behind them. Okay, I'm gonna write it on the chat.
Yes, sir. Actually, it's breaking. I'm not sure
Yeah,
whether it's
whatever
my
you
internet or.
Jay, what do you do every day? You get, my spelling is good.
I agree, Prof.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
indeed, Prof.
Yep.
Practice make perfect, Prof.
Who said that? Who said that? Madia. Was it Madi? I don't know who was spoke. Very hard. You got no camera.
Me and the other one.
The other one.
Practice make perfect, Prof.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tun. Me and Tun.
This guy, Tun. Be highly respectful of you, Tun, because your name is Tun. Are you the Tun or Tun?
The Tun, double Tun.
But seriously, are you allowed to have, hey, isn't that illegal? You are. Your name is Tun.
Yes. Why?
Are you, I'm meaning to say that the Tun is a highly honorific title. The governor of Penang is.
Yes, of course, it's very honored because it's being honored by my father.
Your father is Tun Ismail.
No, my name is Tun Ismail. My father is Ibrahim.
He's a Tun, is it?
No.
Oh, okay. So that
because I'm the special one, sir.
Nonsense.
What nonsense?
Nonsense. You are, I tell you, hey, but you go for meetings, bagus. Siapa datang? So everybody will be like very respectful. Bagus. Good. So anyway, that's a statement. So my question was, do you believe this is true? So of course it is, right? Now, if you do it every day, literally, you get much better at it, right? So the same thing for negotiation as well. It's about practice. But oftentimes, because wherever you work, sometimes you're not in a position where you are doing the negotiation, right? But it doesn't matter. Whatever you learn now, then later maybe you can use it, right? Like I told you, one of the things that I always tell people, and which is true, which I run every day. I run minimum 5K, if not, I'll run 10K. So you say, wow, very good. I said, no, because I'm really bad at it. I run every day to try and improve. So, and I think that really works. So it's something for you all to think about. Information is the key, right? Having more information, doing a background checking to see whether you have enough data, do you know enough about the subject matter, not only about the other party, but your own company as well. Because sometimes if you have a boss that tells you, hey, do this month, I want you to go and negotiate this. Then do this month, go and negotiate, right? Following the terms of the boss. Come back, the boss change the terms. No, actually, no, I think we prefer this price, we prefer that. How will he negotiate? Can't. Very difficult, isn't it? Very difficult, right? So that's something you want to think about as well, guys. Of course, the initial meeting is very important. And one of the things, guys, I must tell you this, especially for those of you come into class late, and many of you do, you go for a negotiation, you walk in late, my God, that's it, lah. Right? They will look at you as clumsy, as tardy, as not reliable. you have to go in early and not on time, early, right? Appointments at 11, you open the lift, you rush in at 11 o'clock sharp. Cannot. All right. I mean, that's just basic. That is why not everybody become a good negotiator, because they can't even manage themselves. So but there you go. So language, again, the language that you use, right? Sometimes the language used to be formal because it's a formal discussion, right? And so it becomes a bit legal, offer, acceptance, consideration, all some of the legal terms that they use, you know. Just like when you do an academic paper, you use academic language. What does academic language mean? Academic language basically means you don't use the word like never. This will never happen. You know, you don't look at it. Now you don't say the word like this will always happen. You don't use those words of finality in academic language, but that's a different discussion. Okay. But the other thing is non-verbal. Remember we said eye contact, your body position, and so on. Okay, so yeah, so like right now, me and you are not communicating at all because there is no camera, so there's no communication actually. So you know why? Because there's no eye contact, no body language, nothing, right? So there you go. That's life. How people communicate in negotiation, right? Many ways. You use phones, you especially now WhatsApp, right? And even WhatsApp, I told you there's a case in the UK where somebody made an offer and the guy gave an emoji, thumbs up emoji, court held that was acceptance. So, so it happens virtually now a lot of times. So you have to be careful, and everything is recorded to a large extent, right? Even like, for example, our teaching, when you have an online meeting, it's all recorded, isn't it? So again, one has to be a bit careful. I'm sure a lot of these things will be admitted in a court of law, for example. Yeah, communication involves, of course, use of questions. Question means ask, A-S-K, ask. You gotta ask, right? You gotta ask. If you want something, you gotta ask for it. If you just keep quiet, people won't know. Same thing applies in class as well, in our class. If you don't ask me a question, I'm assuming you know. So some classes, my discussions are a lot. Sometimes same subject, the discussion is totally different. Same subject in a certain class, the discussion is a lot. In the same subject in another class, the discussion is so little. Why? Students don't ask the question, right? So there's assumption that you know. So that's something to think about. Listening is very important, and in a negotiation, role reversal really later you see refers to actually sometimes if it's a very important, you have a discussion with your friends, your same colleagues, you have a role reversal. Hey, you tell them, look, this is how we plan to negotiate. Why not you pretend to be the seller or the buyer or the client, and I will talk to you, and then you tell me whether this is okay, this approach. Right, you can check that. Right, so it could be useful as well. Questions are asking questions is very important. Like I mentioned just now, asking. If you don't know, you ask. And the most they will tell you no, they can't tell you. Many times in RFP, RFQ, especially with large institution, certain information they won't give you. If, for example, if you ask them, can you tell me how much is my competitor quoting you? Right? Probably they will say, no, we can't tell you. It's okay, but you ask. Right? Or sometimes they say, hey, can you give me a ballpark figure between 10 and 9? How much? So again, you must ask and try. Right? Don't be harsh or curt with them, meaning to say, don't be short. Don't say that, oh, that's a dumb idea. Don't say things like that. You're going to get into trouble. Okay? So basically, the point is be polite. Right? You are in a negotiation. The reason you are there is because There are very limited alternatives. You want the business maybe, right? So you're gonna have to accommodate and accordingly you have to adapt as you go along. Listening got many different types of listening. Passive listening, right? No feedback listening. Don't know whether you understand or not. Students are passive listening. No questions. So I don't know whether the message is going in and coming out, or is it going in and going around here and then coming in? Not sure. Not sure. It's something my wife always accused me of. You never listen. You know, I have no feedback. But that's because I'm busy, right? Acknowledgement important. Active listening, right? Rephrasing the question. Checking to see whether you understand the question. Like when you go for interviews, the same thing, right? Good communication. If you're not sure, you ask, you rephrase. That's basic things. The other thing very quickly is on role reversal. We talked about. You can do that in your office. Keeping track of what you're saying, reviewing. Don't give off information unnecessarily. If people ask, then you give. If they don't ask, then how come? As a negotiator, you want to try and keep as much information, but get as much information as possible. And you don't want to give out information so easily. Right? So you want to have a stick to that. Look, you say that, look, if you can let me know this one, I can let you know something else. Maybe you negotiate that way as well. It's possible. Okay. So that's about that. As far as it's very just a few slides, guys, not many, and it's not too difficult, but at the same time, some very good and great points. Now we go on to the next part. Stop sharing. I'm not sure why the lines might be bad because I don't know. Strange.
Sorry, sorry, Prof. Actually, I think your line is okay, but some of the words that you said, right, is not clear. So it could be your microphone. It's not the line. Yeah, the line is, I think it's not breaking up on my side.
There's no lagging in my picture, is it? I mean, it's getting stuck and all that. So my picture
no.
getting
No, it's not lagging. I can still see that it's running smoothly, but it's just that some of the words that you said, it is not cleared. So it could be the gadget or the microphone.
Thank you for that feedback. That's very useful. So that I can check that one at some point. I certainly will. Because sometimes whenever sometimes I put the volume on low because of some other thing that's going on, and then when we have a session, sometimes we forget to put it up again. Maybe it's that checking it out just to make sure. Microphone, speaker. Yeah, I'll try it again. Let me see. Right. So let's see if this works better. Guys, what I'm going to do with you now is to assist you on task number 2. Okay. I'm going to provide you an outline so that it's easier for you, right? In the sense that how to approach the question, where to get the information from, and what exactly to discuss in the different areas and the format. Okay, so that it's easier. So that when, let's say, Brenda or Toon is doing his assignment, he can follow that. But just remember, there are many ways to answer a question. Even though it's a report format, there are many ways or angles that one might take, right? Because some of you can do some extra reading perhaps. But I'm just giving you a guide, right? It's not set in stone. That means you, the paksa, ikut, no. But if you want to follow, you think it makes sense, you can follow that, right? Maybe you can adjust a little bit here and there. It's nothing wrong, right? as long as it answers the main question. This is what we want. So let me take you through this. Are you all ready for task 2? Can I hear yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, Prof.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Bagus,
Yes,
Nado.
Prof.
Answering the question only, everybody say yes. Asyik jahat. Nor Lailatul, I didn't see you just now.
Yes, Prof. I'm here.
Now, you're here now.
No.
I'm just kidding. Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Guys, won't take long. Just let me go through this one. Don't have to write down anything, right? Like I told you before, it's already on your Eurox. It's just that you didn't check. Salmi, Salmi, have you seen this? Actually, you
Yeah.
have. Have you
Yes.
seen the slides?
Yes.
Where?
Yes.
No, you haven't. But anyway, it's on Eurox. Okay, so just listen lah. Okay, guys. So the format. Here's the format in which you approach the question, how you write it. Okay, so one is you can, whatever your negotiation, you put your own title. It's like writing a research paper, right? A research project. You put your own title. So the title could be negotiation strategy for ABC company. Could be anything. Up to you. And you can put it in bold, right? So that would be a nice start. That would be the format. Then after that, you must have a summary. Summary is the one that you write last. After you finish, you must have a summary because this is a report, right? So in a report, sometimes when you do a research project, they call it an abstract, right? An abstract is also a summary. Why you have different words? Because the English language is weird. Okay, so never mind. So in a report, it's called a summary. Okay, which is it summarizes everything so that, for example, Lailatul is submitting her report to the chairman. The chairman is very busy, so sometimes he has no time to read all the report, 30 pages or 40 pages. So he just reads the summary, and because they're so experienced, they know what to do. Right. So that's the other thing. Next, you have an introduction, right? Here you'll inform. Very important, the introduction part, because the introduction is where you explain the company, why the report is being made, what is it about, and so on and so on. Okay? Sangat penting, the introduction. Because if you write everything else and your introduction is very weak, then I'll say, but what is this negotiation about? What do they want to achieve? What are the badnas? We don't know. Right? A lot of things we won't know. So the introduction actually is called introduction, but actually it's very long, right? So this is the point. The next is the body, the main section, right? Where you will be breaking it down and putting all these negotiation points, which we'll be discussing shortly, which you need to be inside the body of your answer. And you must put headings so that it's very clear what you're talking about. All right. Again, like I said, be very careful if you're using AI, because the system will pick up that you're using artificial intelligence to answer the question, right? And so later you'll see your marks will be a bit low, and you'll be wondering why. And it's because the AI figure is too high, right? So just watch out for that one. Discussion, right? This section can be included if you want to discuss. The discussion and the body will be very much together. Sometimes you make a point and then you discuss, make a point and you discuss. Sometimes you put every information that you discuss in all below. So again, it's a matter of style of how you want to do it. Just make sure the headings are there and it's clear, right? Then you can understand. Next is the conclusion. You must conclude, right? What is your conclusion about this discussion, right? And then after you conclude, you say that this is a strategy that might work well and blah, 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 and so on, then you must have some recommendation. Right? Maybe in your conclusion, you might even say that, there's the chances of this negotiation succeeding is very low. Then in your recommendation part is where you say, what are the other things that one can do to make this negotiation more successful? Maybe put some points there. Right. And another thing, what I must warn you against is don't put everything in point form. My God, you put point form and put 2-3 words. This is not acceptable. Okay, you must write in full sentences in paragraphs so that we can see how you're thinking. You put it in point form, you will find that your marks will be affected, because even if you have all the points, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's an academic paper again. So then after that, you must use your references, because many things like the definition of a negotiation, all that must have references, right? So if you use those words, where did those words come from? Did you wake up one morning and decide? No, you took it from somewhere or whatever. So put those references in, right? And it'll make your paper look that much more academic, okay? Then remember just now in the introduction part, we mentioned that you will talk about your company and this and that. Sometimes there's a lot of other data about the company information that will help in your answer. You can take that and put it in your appendices. Why? Because there's a word count, isn't it? The word count is not more than, I think, 3,000 words, not more than. So you must put your word count at the end as well. So,
Prof, cannot hear you. I think you are muted.
yeah. No, you know why? It got disconnected and got reconnected and muted me as well. Are you all on the WhatsApp group? I hope you are, because
Yes.
Yes.
any announcements will be on the WhatsApp group, guys. So please make sure you're on the WhatsApp group. I'm not sure why it got disconnected. I think there's a line problem, actually. So if you cannot hear me clearly, please let me know, all right, so that I can be aware. Because it's so horrible, because from my end it's very clear, and it should.
Because of the weather.
Prof, you stopped at summary references don't include in word count.
Okay. Who was that? Huh? Who said that? I can't see because your camera not on.
Surah.
Who?
Surah.
Surah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Looking out for that name. I want to see whether you're on my list. I don't see you at all. Surah. Oh, Surah. Okay, got it. Surah Naya. Okay. Yeah, Surah. Yeah, summary. Yeah. So what I'm saying is the word count. You take it from summary is not included. Summary, references, appendices is not included. Okay, just your introduction until your recommendations. Those are included in the word count. So just to let you know that. Okay. Let's put it up again. Right. So guys, that's the format of the answer. If you want to adjust it slightly or have it slightly different, no issue at all. Okay. The important thing is you want to show a negotiation strategy. Okay. So that's. I hope. Is there any question on the formatting? Okay. I think it's quite clear. If there's any question, please ask. And Surah, thank you for telling me where we stopped. I didn't know which point it got cut off. Yeah. So that was just the format now. So coming back to the answer as a whole, your task? What is your task? What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to prepare and present a negotiation strategy. What is your overall strategy? Are you going to take an integrative approach? Are you going to take a distributive approach? Are you going to value claim, or you're going to value create? If by now you don't know what these words mean, you've got to go and read your notes, right? It's there. So you can't get away without reading the notes, right? I have some students on the 11th hour, they will come in and ask me a question, which means they've not done any reading at all. And it's something that I've already covered when in the first week, right? So just be careful about that thing, okay? But once again, I want to remind you, I hope everybody's on the WhatsApp group, right? Is everybody on the WhatsApp group? I want to see how many people are there, because all the information on the quick note we will be putting in the group info. Group info. I've got like 63 members. or 53, or is it 63? I'm not sure, but it says here, I got two numbers here.
63 is
63, yeah. So it's your responsibility to be on WhatsApp because any announcements will be made on WhatsApp. Okay. Of course, I can also put it up on the announcements in Jurox, and I will also. But what I'm saying is, sometimes the students didn't even go to Jurox. By the way, just to let you know, whether or not you're on Jurox and actually using it and looking at it, I can know, because Jurox tracks your timing. So, for example, if Surah comes and asks me a weak question, which I've already covered, I already discussed this. Like, for example, this one, we are discussing this one, right? I've already discussed the task 2, how to do it, everything. Surah come and ask me the same question again. I can just go onto Jurox and I can see whether Surah has spent time on Surah. I'm just using you as an example, it's not true. So Surah is getting worried. So Surah, I can know how much time she spends. There's a rating, on Jurox. So be careful. So sometimes I see that I don't even answer because I know she's not spending any time anyway. And she's not even watching the recordings. She didn't even attend the class. So what? So you have to participate, okay? Otherwise, don't forget if we have about 63 members in one class, other classes I got 170. So overall, I may have about 400 to 500 students in every module that we are doing. So even if 20% of that come back and ask me these sort of questions, I will not answer because I want to spend time with students who are working. Students who are not working, I don't want to spend time. So the same for all the other teachers as well, the lecturers. So you should think about that, guys. So integrative, distributive, you can go and check. It's in your notes, right? So this is the task that we are doing, right? So the negotiation, guys, can be, I make it very broad. You can be for a company or maybe you work in government, maybe, right? Any legal entity negotiation. It cannot be a negotiation of you and your wife or your husband. I'm negotiating with my husband whether to go to Phuket or to go to Bali, right? Tidak dibenarkan. You choose the negotiation, but make sure it's a formal negotiation. And even though yes, Tun, yeah, is that Tun? No,
it can be the actual negotiation of your current company.
Okay.
Is it possible, right?
Of course. In fact, that's better because bermakna you are using it to help you also because it helps you to think about the current negotiation again. It's helping you. No, that's better. Or a recent negotiation. Some of you may be doing a recent negotiation. Now you are thinking about it and then writing it in your assignment. But now you realize, hey, what did we not do right? Or what we could have done better?
At least we can provide more insight for the current negotiation.
Tun, you're absolutely correct. Because when you discuss something that you are involved in or are aware of, your writing will reflect that. Tapi if you go and do something that is not real, when you write also, it'll be very
You can't
textbook.
imagine.
Exactly, and it'll be very textbook, to be like very textbook, take from the textbook and write, and we can see that, and it's not real. So that's a very good question, very useful, right? And then it benefit you in terms of the class, in terms of your work. This is very important. Good point. So, so it can be very wide, but at the same time, do not do something where the negotiation is about the company. What the company was buying? What buying stationery, beli pen. Saya beli pen lah.
It's a multi-million project.
I know, but what I'm saying is, just because some student kadang-kadang they say, yeah, sir, it's about the company. Yes, but what the company buying pen? It must be something important lah. Okay, essentially, I don't want to put a figure to it, but it should be important. So you choose. Clearly describe the nature of that project undertaking. Now, this one is, I told you in the introduction part, right? What is the nature of this? Who are you negotiating with? What is this company about, right? Is it a company like Osram, or is it something else, right? Yeah, you want to look at that. What do you expect the level of conflict to be? It's going to be a very difficult decision. Is it going to be important to your company, affect the profits of your company? Right? What is the level of interdependence? Again, this is from your notes, so you can look at it, and if you want to just refresh your memory. The other thing is to determine an overall approach to the whole negotiation, right? What is your BATNA? What is the commitment that your organization is prepared to make, right? This one, if you refer to chapter 4, there's a full discussion on this one, okay? What's your strategy that you want to use to overcome this, okay? And also sometimes you will find that there's this issue of approach. Maybe you use hardball tactics. That means you're going to go in strong. Maybe why would you do that? Simply because your BATNA is very high, right? What is BATNA? Your alternatives, right? That means you have many alternatives. And that means that your negotiation approach you can take a much more firmer, stronger approach to the negotiation table, right? So that would make sense. So again, because the question is on the negotiation strategy, that means what is your planning for this? It's planning, right? So this is what we're talking about. So the next point is selecting the strategy. What do you think is going to be the most efficient strategy? What is going to be your priorities and your objectives? This will be highly dependent on your BATNAs and your ATNAs, right? Your alternative, which you know, and your estimated alternatives, which you think you have. So these are two things. Again, if you don't know what BATNAs and ATNAs are, it's in the notes as well. So you can, at this point, you can go and refer to that section. Next is planning the order in which you will address the various points, right? The sequence. So if you go and look, or you check out on Google or some of your notes, you'll find that they put two lines across, right? So what do you want to negotiate first? What would you? Sometimes the negotiation, there are 4 things that you want to achieve, or maybe 10, or maybe 6. It doesn't matter. But which one are you going to discuss first, right? Which one are you willing to? Later you'll see you will allow for concession. So the order in your negotiation, are you going to discuss this thing this week and something else 2 weeks later? And what's going to happen in those discussions? So some of negotiations take place over 1 year, 1.5 years. Some take place over 6 months. Some in one meeting, the whole discussion is over and done, right? So I cannot imagine what it might be for you. I cannot, because there's just too many scenarios, right? So each one of you will be unique in that sense. Okay, so that sort of thing. I put down here some of the approaches graphically that people use. You might use something like this. You might change it around because your plan might be different. I'm just showing you examples, right? This is one way to you can put something like this into your assignment as well. Or sometimes it's written like this. This is what we mean by having a planning, right, on a time scale, discussion at this point, execution at this point, the translation. This is note that whether this will happen, we don't know, but this is your plan. You must have some plan. You can do it this way, or you can do it this way as well. It doesn't matter. And by the way, just to let you know, one of my students, they asked me, "Sir, what is TOWS? TOWS." I said, "That one is SWOT lah." Sir, they spell wrongly. No, they didn't spell wrongly. Some analysis starts with strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. Some analysis will start with threats and opportunities, weakness and strengths. So different approaches to the so it's not spelled wrongly. If you read many books, You will notice that sometimes you can use toes as opposed to swan. It's the same thing, but in reverse. Okay. So, but you all are smarter. The other class, not so. You all. Surah. Surah. I don't tell you, too funny. Anyway, these are examples. You all can adjust accordingly how you want to make it. It'll make your paper look better. Let me put it this way. Right? Otherwise, it's just writing. After all, it's a report. Report usually have graphs, tables, you can add on. Next, you want to identify potential concessions. As part of your strategy, you can be like concession means what are you willing to allow? You say, okay, I can give them this. Maybe you can say that, oh, the pricing, we cannot budge. It must remain, but terms of payment, we can be flexible. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. Right? So up to you, right? And depending on what you're negotiating. What will you allow for concession? What do you think they will allow? Will they give in to something? You must already anticipate, and you write that down. What are your projections? What are your expectations? Mutual adjustments, right? What will you say that, look, I will only allow term of payment 120 days if you are willing to give me something else. That means you supply the machine, plus you give me free training. Maybe, right? So again, so you decide how that might be. And this is the important part, isn't it? This is the thinking part, right? And most discussions have this. Next, plan bargaining techniques to the negotiator's personality. What's this? This one is where you go to the part where you realize that, yeah, what is the technical part? Now, what about person, right? What techniques are you going to use? What is their personality? What is your team's personality, right? And for this, you can go to chapter 5 and get a lot of information there, okay? I'm not sure whether you have the notes that I've been using. Do you all have these notes on your module, isn't it? I can't remember.
Yes, Prof.
Yeah.
You have, so then you can go to chapter 5 because I'm referring here based on my module notes as well. So that you know where to look for the information. Don't have to read everything, but just go to the area that is important, read that one, and then you apply. Okay. Then next is tactics that will probably be used by the offeror's negotiator. How do you think they will counter your proposal? What will they do? So you're trying to anticipate again. This is a role reversal thing, isn't it? Right? Will they be very strict? What will they ask for? Right? You're trying to foresee, right? So preparation is knowledge and then being able to foresee what it might be. So you say, if they do this, this is what I'm going to do. If they do this, this is what I'm going to do. So you have those scenarios played out ahead of time. Examine the likely impact and outcomes of the strategy applied, right? So this is the part where you are saying that if we do this, then this could be the outcome. If we do, it could well be that certain things are being done, and if they ask for more than that, the outcome may be zero. That means you don't agree, because you say, look, my chairman, my stakeholders, they will not agree, right? So outline specifically and explain the criticality, right? That means if they want a lower price, is something we cannot agree with, or maybe it can be. It's up to you. Level of interdependence, mutual adjustment. Again, this is the PATNA part, right? How much do we need this deal, right? Are we willing to take a haircut? In negotiation, they call it taking a haircut. That means giving a large discount, making a small profit. You take a haircut. All right, level of dysfunction, blah, blah, dual concerns model, dirty tricks, all of this is in your notes again. If you go back, you look at it, you can answer that question. So that's it. That's it, guys. That's all. And as I always promised you, it took about 36 minutes and 14 seconds. Surah, was it 36 minutes and 14 seconds?
I wasn't counting.
You weren't counting, huh? You see, that means you have confidence in me. I will finish on time. She wasn't counting.
Prof,
Yeah, Shaiful, yeah.
For this project, basically we can, because I'm coming from technical background, engineering,
Oh,
so we can use the
okay.
same, right?
Technical background, what does that mean?
So my project, most of them is technical engineering. So can I bring that into this?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anything. It can be technical, it can be operational, it can be management issues, whatever you're negotiating, right? No issues at all, anything. I make it flexible for you, and I would encourage you to use your situation, because then when you write, you can write confidently. Then all you have to do is just check some of the materials and apply those principles. Because once you know the facts, and then you know your whatever you studied, then you can work on applying. Because an MBA is about application. Don't come and tell me all the negotiation strategy, put everything down there. That becomes an academic degree level paper, right? Or don't go and put everything about your company, but very little about the actual negotiation principles. That is also not useful, right? What we want is you know your facts, you know your whatever you've studied. Now, using what you've studied, you apply, apply, so that you can have a good negotiation strategy. It could well be that at the end you say, however, despite all these recommendations, it is highly likely that this deal is more likely to not succeed. Mungkin right now, because the other party is very hostile, and they always, based on what we understand, they take a lot of hardball tactics, right? And for us, we have many alternatives. So if they do like this, we will highly likely look for another company to source our equipment could be. So nothing wrong. It's normal, and it's just business, and that's how it's done. It's a good question, that one, Shaiful. Anyone else?
Prof,
Bharati? Yes. Who's that? Sami. Sami.
yeah, the way that you are requesting to do the report is actually, from my understanding, is that the negotiation is still ongoing. Is it because
No. Tak ada. No. It can be ongoing. It can be in the past. It can even be in the future.
Okay, so for example, I want to do a report stating something that has already happened and is finished already. So some of the recommendation you put here, the strategy or the offerer's tactic, is not relevant anymore.
No, it's not. It's still relevant. No, it's still relevant because now you're talking about a negotiation that has happened, but now
Yes, finished.
the purpose of this assignment is a negotiation strategy. So you're looking at that negotiation, but now you're stating what are the things that you would do. Maybe to improve, maybe it might be different. Maybe your recommendation might be different. Mungkin the last time the strategy was good, it worked, but maybe it could have been better. Maybe you could have got a better price. Maybe you could have got a better deal. Maybe you should have been more structured. This after learning, and now you are using, but you basically using that info to come up with a strategy. Maybe it's about that, but this strategy is a plan of how maybe it should have been done. It could be done this way, can. So Sami, is very good that you have already an idea. That idea is very useful actually. So guys, Sami has asked a very good question. So it can be a strategy that's been done in the past. It can be a strategy or negotiation that's going on now, and it could be a negotiation that the company may want to do in future. It's also okay, right?
Okay, so Prof, for this kind of reports, for example, in the recommendation part, it's like we are mapping out a strategy for future negotiation.
Yeah, in the recommendation, you could even be saying that, correct? You could be saying, this is what, for this particular negotiation, this is what can be done. But in future, this is what should be done as well. You could say that, right? We need to get more information. We need to get the right people to do the negotiation who are better negotiators. We should get Miss Salmi Farina to be the key head negotiator. Maybe that's your recommendation.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
Yeah, you're welcome. So
Prof.
yeah.
Yeah. May I ask whether this guide will be saved in the Urox also?
My dear Brenda, I have already heard your thoughts, and it's already on Urox even before you asked me. You
Oh.
see.
Because I only saw the one pager of the individual assignment, so I can't see this slide. So it's already in the Urox, is it?
Yeah, you can check now. What about the rest of you? Have you seen it? It's called
Brenda,
task 2.
Brenda, at week 3,
Oh, I see. Thanks,
Ah,
Han.
we are on week 3 lah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the assignment taskbar. Yeah.
Okay.
Hadi, thanks, Hadi.
It's there already. Don't worry, this is my favorite class. I make sure you have everything so that you can, and even if you submit, if you make a mistake, if there's some issue, if you submit on time, I'll check it for you. Don't worry. That is what we will do, because this class is good. It's a good class. Alicia, Yi Sei King, Mr. Yi, I'm not sure. Yi, are you there?
Hello. Yes, I'm
Yi
here.
Sei King. Yi, your line probably Shaza Ghazi. Shaza. Yes, Shaza. Some of you are probably well asleep by now. Sorry, I have to wake you up. Christina, Balkis. Dinesha.
Yes, Prof. I'm here.
You're there?
Yep,
How are you?
I'm good.
How come I call you just now? You never answer?
I wanted to, but then you moved on to someone else. So
Aiyo. Oh yeah, good lah. Now it's my fault. Blame it all on me. I'm glad you joined us. I'm happy. All right. So if any questions, please ask, because some of you are asking very good questions. Very good questions. And if you ask me the question, then I can try and answer. But if you don't ask me, if you don't ask me, then I won't know. I will assume that some things you know. So your questions are all good. Tava, are you good? Tava, Miss
Yes,
Tava.
Prof. Yes.
You're good.
But
Everything clear?
Prof, I have a question too. Actually, I would like to I would like to talk about the pen testings. Like it's like a website, and we check the website for the possible intrusion that, let's say, is it up to like people can hack it or not, like a banking site, things like that. So can I take that concept and maybe I should apply it on a project, or I'll figure it out, and then I will let you know, and then can you check it for me whether I can proceed with that or not?
No, I can't do that. That's another thing. Be very careful, guys. Don't send me a draft outline, or don't send me a question about. Ask me now. Don't send me. Some of them say, "Sir, I'm sending you a draft. Can you view the draft and then let me know if it's okay?" And then I'll do it again, and I'll submit. No. You only submit your final copy, right? So if you have a question on that one, I'm not sure what your question was. I don't think it was very clear as to what you really want to do. Essentially, whatever you want to do, make sure it's a negotiation strategy of one organization versus another organization. All right. This is what it has to be. That's the safest thing, right? As to what it might be that negotiation is about, that is entirely up to you, right? But I think you will understand that the purpose of to show off all the negotiation principles that we've discussed, the nature of the organization must be important and big, right? Important and big. Otherwise, what plan? We want to do a strategy for what? If it's a simple one, doesn't matter, you know. What's the point, right?
Prof,
So
can I share something, Prof?
yeah, sure.
This is what happened in my agency. We want to purchase the building that were
Hold on, who am I
previously
speaking to? You all never on your thing, I can't see.
Salmi.
Okay, Sami, yeah, tell me.
This is regarding the report also, but I just want to share one funny incident.
Can.
When we are planning to purchase the building that we are previously renting, the owner got a wind of it, and he
Got what? Got what? Sorry, I can't hear you. What?
got a wind of the news that we are planning to purchase
Okay.
the building that we are renting from him. Then what he did was he repaired the whole area, including the roadside, so that the price will go up.
Yeah.
Before the negotiation even started.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
That's one of the I think one of the point that we have to that I will put in my report.
Yeah, Salmi, confidentiality is very important. You see,
Yeah.
when you go and negotiate, you are trying to find out information, so you get a coach on that side, right? You see,
Yeah.
ada dua tiga orang, one person very friendly, I remember I told you that person becomes a coach. You are
Yeah.
doing that. They are doing that to you as well. Maybe, Salmi, they know somebody in your company, or they,
Yeah,
like you said,
maybe.
then the person went and pecah lubang, what's it called?
Yes.
Yeah.
Funny, just 1 or 2 weeks before we started the negotiation.
This one, ada orang dapat commission lah.
Yeah.
And I would say the seller is smart. He's smart. He
Yeah.
tried to maybe put a new coat of paint lah, make it look
Yeah,
good
true.
lah. A good
So
example
funny,
lah. No, it's not funny. It happens all the time. For example, Sami, I have bought and sold a lot of houses lah. So because you know why I bought and sold a house, not because I'm rich, because my wife cannot make up her mind where to stay. Now you know. So anyway, Sami. So, you know, when I want to sell the house, after I bought another house, I want to sell this house, what I do is, certain houses were dekat dengan jalan raya tau, and very noisy. So, but I know certain time when the noise is very low. There's not much traffic and very low and nice. So I tell them to come for the negotiation only at that time. I'm not free. I'm sorry, I'm very busy. I'm only free from 2 o'clock to 3:30.
Okay. That's your strategy.
Yes, it's a strategy. So bila dia datang, oh nyaman tempat ni. Wah, the air tak ada bising, and some birds singing in the background, and the greenery is nice. It's very nice. Tapi pagi jam, petang lagi jam. So
we've been trying to ask the owner to repair all things for years, and yet 1 or 2 weeks before the negotiation start, he repaired everything, even the roadside. So
then the
very
question,
smart of him.
Salmi, did the deal go through or not?
Yes, it did. Because we have to buy. But we did put put him on edge also. We did put some news saying that we want to purchase other land. So it put him on edge also.
Yeah, but if he got his price, then he's a winner lah. At the end of the day.
Yeah,
But it's
but the price is within our budget also, so win-win lah.
No, it's not win-win. If it's within your budget, if things did not change, you could have got it even lower than that. This is the thing.
Yeah.
So sometimes somebody in your company already knows this is the budget. Memang they not spend this one. So this guy has already calculated. If I spend or to do all this renovation work, how much is that budget? I can get that amount. I can cover. This is very good for me. Like that. Right. So yeah. So what I'm saying is confidentiality. Salmi is making a very good point here for all of you. She's very kind to share. I think that confidentiality is sangat penting, isn't it? Right? Your team must be trustworthy. Your team is not trustworthy, then susah lah. If your team doesn't know how to, if you look at the notes also, they do mention, don't simply share information that you don't have to. If they didn't ask you, just keep quiet. Or sometimes if they do ask you also, you say, look, I'm sorry, but this information at this point, we are not able to reveal to you because we have to talk to my stakeholders and check. But basically, you know that you don't want to reveal that information, but you don't want to sound a bit harsh. So you just say, look, I'm sorry, I have to check with my bosses, something like that. But basically, because information is, knowledge is power, knowledge is power, and that's what it is. Good point. Thanks. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Prof.
Anybody else? That was really good, isn't it? Really good understanding. Fantastic. I tell you, after this, you all will be very good negotiators. I pity the other side. So, anybody else? If everyone's good, I think we're good. Sharizal is there, and Miss Mangalanayagi, are you there? I'm not sure how to call you that, Manga. Not sure. Right, so I'll thank Salmi and for sharing. I also thank Linda Leong for all that interesting, useful information I learned as well. Okay, so if there are no questions, guys, we are good for the day. I will leave you to your assignments. When are your assignments due?
Today.
30th June.
One is today is
30th May.
No,
Ayah
no,
is
no.
the time.
It's the second. First one is due today.
Today,
First one is today.
oh, you better stop the class, lah. You all can go back and do the assignment. You all submitted already or not?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Submitted.
Just get the idea how to do it.
Good lah you.
The note is come out later.
Bagus lah. Berani cakap. Sama telling the lecturer sama. Good lah.
Sorry to say that.
No lah, it's
Just
okay.
just get an idea how to do the recommendation, everything.
Yeah, good. Get the idea. Aku takut lah.
Do we
Okay, never mind.
do we need to input do we need to add on the appendix in our report?
Aiyo.
No need,
Append
right? Because we have the table of the content, right?
No,
Isn't it?
table of content is nothing to do with appendix. Table of content is table of content. Appendices is for the extra information so that you can
I
assist
see,
with your word
okay.
count and to also to clarify certain things, certain data, certain information is where you put in the appendix. And
I
don't
see.
forget your referencing as well. Referencing you must have because you must have cited it because the academic paper again. So
Sure.
we have to do that lah. Huh?
Sure.
Okay, guys. So
One
thank
more,
you.
sir, sorry, I just get it the idea. If let's say our report is more than the words stated in the Eurox, is it okay, sir?
No.
No.
Now that's an example of a very weak question because I've already mentioned this many times. You must learn to follow instruction. The instruction in the exam question you must read, not the assignment question you must read carefully. Follow exactly. Not more than means even one word pun tidak dibenarkan. And make sure your
Oh,
word
I
count
got
is
it.
written down there. Not
Okay,
more
got
than.
it.
Because the reason why we do that is because if you learn to follow instruction here, then tomorrow, wherever you're working, your organization or anything, you follow the instruction also, what your boss say. Your boss asks you to go and negotiate, and your boss said, please do not sell less than 1 million ringgit. You go and negotiate. Then the boss say, hey, how was your negotiation successful? Yes, boss, very successful. We went for lunch, dinner, we went for karaoke. Of course, very well done. Boss is very happy. So how much did you close the deal for? Then you tell your boss, oh, we adjusted a bit lah. So eventually we went down to 250,000.
Okay, got it. But sir, in the assignment is 2,500 the words, but it mean conclude from the summary, introduction, and also all in conclusion, right? From the introduction to the conclusion, right?
Yeah.
So the references, recommendation, and also appendix is not count, isn't it?
You're talking about this assignment now here? This
Correct,
one?
correct. Yes.
This one, I've already mentioned that it doesn't cover your summary or your title. It goes from the introduction right until your recommendation.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't include references and appendices.
Excluded. Okay, excluding reference. Okay, sure.
Ah,
Sure. Got it.
okay. Okay, huh?
Thank you
Right.
so much, sir.
No, no worries, no worries. Rosalinda, where are you from?
I'm from Labuan, but staying at KL.
I know that your accent can tell me that you're from that side, lah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'm
My
just
accent never lying me.
never, and I'm just surprised you didn't use the word "ba." You know.
Yeah. A lot of mixes, sir.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. I'm so happy that so many of you are here. And you said Labuan, huh? Okay, that's
Yes,
another one of those areas that
correct.
places I've not been to, lah.
Yeah,
Very
very small
interesting.
place, lah, sir.
Yeah, but still, yeah, it's good. Any other questions, guys? So everyone's good. If you're clear, again, like I want to re-emphasize, make sure you're on the WhatsApp group. Okay. Right? You
Sure.
must be on the WhatsApp group. It's written, I think the upper two is written here as BNCM May 2024. Okay. BNC. Yeah, sorry.
Just to confirm, right? Because I got it as summary and reference and appendices not included in the word count. So
Yeah,
it's
summary, appendices, and references is not included, correct? Hmm. Okay, so everybody should be on that one. Okay, if you're all on WhatsApp, then we're good. So guys, once again, and also can use the WhatsApp. It's something let's say you terlupa lah, you forgot or you're not sure. You can check on your WhatsApp group because a lot of times I've noticed the students are very helpful. They always help their classmates. Then in other groups, they're very active. They go in there, they say, oh, I'm not sure about this one, something. Then the student says, for example, submission on UROX, do not submit in PDF, submit in Word format. I've told that many, many times, submit in Word format only, not PDF. Students love PDF because they think that they want to put their words in stone. But the reason I say that is so that bila I dapat your paper, if something wrong, I can make adjustments to the relevant paragraph and then send it back to you. That way, you don't have to do the whole paper. And if I say, oh, this paper is not acceptable, your mark is very low, please redo, then you have to do the whole paper. It's very painful. I know how hard it is. And many of you are working, many of you got families, right? Not. If let's say there's a mistake, okay, just this area, then I just say, then I highlight in red, you take it back, you just change that area, you send it back to me. Then
That
done
sounds
with it.
great, sir. Thank you so much.
It's easier that way. Then
Prof, but is it okay that I do it from class 2 onward? Because
sorry.
I already submitted class 1 and it was in PDF. I was not aware.
No, you take your chance, lah. Let's see. But maybe you did a good paper. No need to change.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Surah, Surah, can you hear me?
Yep.
I asked somebody lah, hey, do you exercise or not? Do any aerobics and this and that? She said, no. I only do CrossFit. Oh, CrossFit is good. Yeah, she said, I keep my fingers crossed and I hope my dresses fit. So next time, if anybody asks you, you exercise, you're putting on weight, you never exercise. No, I do CrossFit. I keep my fingers crossed and I hope my dresses fit. CrossFit. Those that don't want to exercise. Anyway, just sharing. Okay, guys, but don't worry, Surah, it's okay. Those of you who may have already submitted in PDF, let's see, right? I can see what I can do. But if it's okay, if your marks is okay, it's fine. It's no issue. Okay. All right. So if all good, I'm looking forward to seeing you again next Sunday. All right. So thank you guys. Have a great weekend and have a fantastic day.